Okay, so I want us to share a little bit about our chocolate pinata experience, which again, we're hoping is something that you'll get in the class. So why don't you share a little bit about our semester first working together and why a chocolate pinata is important, Michael?
So thank you, Mary Beth. So we had this year a really successful story, I guess, in terms of one of the student groups working with the UK's finest retailer, Marks and Spencer. Many of you have heard of Marks and Spencer. And the student group came up with this idea to develop a chocolate pinata, which was great. They'd been into the store, they'd carried out all the appropriate research. They picked up one of Marks and Spencer's key brands, which is Colin the Caterpillar. So they then developed this product, which is almost like a chocolate shell, and inside they put more chocolates, more sweets in it, and they actually branded it with Colin the Caterpillar into a box, put 2 wooden spoons. Obviously the purpose of the spoons is to hit the pinata. Did the demonstration to the Marks and Spencer buying team, and guess what, guys? This pinata is going on the shelf of every Marks and Spencer store from January 2024. So real life projects, they really do work. Mm-hmm. And these industry clients that we work with are really keen to get your ideas.
Yeah, so let me share the UTD perspective of this, because again, we started the collaboration in spring of 2023 with some of my cohort MBA students, and we started this a little bit later in the semester, but I had students working with Marks and Spencer and Michael's consultancy students, and they also worked on a different product that was done with Marks and Spencer, which was basically Dominoes, which Dominoes biscuits, but Dominoes, which are, you play with. And it was funny because, again, these are some of the experiences you'll get. When my students team said Dominoes, all of the U.S. students thought pizza? And we said, no, Dominoes, like the game. And so then they worked on the costing strategy. So we were able to use the knowledge of the student team from SHU and our students to come up with the costing strategy. And again, Marks and Spencer was, wow, that you guys were spot on the costing. And that was my management accounting course. And so again, being able to collaborate, and even those fun experiences where we speak the same language, but slight differences can make it a little bit fun and challenging to really make sure that we understand things.
And it's not just about retail, Mary Beth.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, we have in Sheffield Hallam, we have a student racing car, and so do you guys at UTD. So it's about collaborating with the student racing car, working with students from different faculties, different departments within the university itself. So at Sheffield Hallam, the group worked. Our finance, accounting, business students worked with our engineering and maths students to act as business manager for this car, which is going to race at Silverstone in July of 2023. And that happens every year. So you guys can get involved in all of this real exciting stuff.
And so I didn't even realize that UTD had a racing car. Now I know that it takes, if you're actually racing, you have to get out of the car in 5 seconds. They let me get in the car. I didn't make the cut. I did get out. As you can see, I'm not still sitting in the car, but it took me a lot more than 5 seconds. But again, what we're hoping for is that we'll have student teams working on the UTD racing car and the SHU racing car, and together they can come up with better ideas. And those are just some of the projects that we're hoping to do. And let's go back to the chocolate pinata, because again, when that came up, I told my student team, well, chocolate pinata, did you hear about that from Uncle Julio's, which is one of the restaurants here in the US? And I was kind of joking with Michael and some of the folks that work with him over at SHU. I said, well, if you guys ever come here to the US, you got to see the real chocolate pinata, which again is a huge chocolate pinata with not just chocolate, but fruit and churros and all kinds of great stuff in it. And you hit a little bat and it all comes out. So again, ideas, both sides of the pond, a little bit different. But again, my students were able to also share that with the Marks and Spencer team. Like, hey, this is something that's actually happening here in the U.S. Another fun example of that cross-cultural experiences. We had some students that were working with a Alder Bar chef, and they were like trying to help build up an ability to make more money, make more profit. And our students at UTD said, well, Joe, who's the owner of that bar, you should do cornhole. And he said, what is cornhole? And so we had to explain it. But now Joe in his bar has cornhole. Have you played on the cornhole yet?
I've not been yet, but I've got that in the diary.
Yes, it needs to happen. So again, diary, calendar. When I go there, it's going to be in my diary to go and see his boards over and his cornhole boards and how that's building up and bringing in some business to his bar. So again, that's what we're hoping that you're going to get is these great life stories from this class and something that you can go in an interview and say, I thought of a chocolate pinata. So what is your chocolate pinata as you're finishing up the class? What is that thing that you've learned that you're going to be able to take into an interview? What is your experience that you've been able to do? And I'm hoping that you will be able to say, I have this chocolate pinata and this is what I learned. This is what I've done. This is a mark that I'm making on a company, but this is also something that I was able to do because of my background and my ability to push forward and be passionate about something. Those are some of the things.
And just finally, really, just to remind you all that these clients that we work with are really, really keen to get your ideas, your innovations. You are the next generation, and you are the generation that will help them to take their business forward. Go and enjoy.
Yes, have fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you.